Hi, I'm Tyler Cobb.
And I'm Trey Wilson, and we're presenting the life of Salvador Guillermo Allende. He was born on the 26th of June, 1908 in Valparaiso, Chile. His parents were Salvador Allende Castro and Lauren Gossens Uribe. Salvador's family was considered upper class in Chile. During his teen years, his main influence in politics was from an Italian shoemaker named Juan de Marque, who was an anarchist. He graduated in 1933 from the University of Chile with a medical degree. During that same year, he co-founded the Socialist Party of Chile. During medical school, Allende was influenced by Professor Max Westenhofer, a German pathologist who stressed on the social determinants of disease and social medicine.
Allende married Hortensia Bussy, with whom he had 3 daughters. He was a Freemason, a member of the Lodge Progreso No. 4 in Valparaiso. He became the Minister of Health after helping with the electoral campaign of the Popular Front led by Pedro Aguirre Cerda. As the Minister of Health, Allende passed multiple laws for social reforms, such as protecting workers in factories, higher pensions for widows, maternity care, and free lunches for children at school. Upon entering the government, Allende released his spot in the Parliament of Valparaiso and wrote a book called The Social and Medical Reality of Chile. Following the death of the President Aguirre Cerda, Allende was elected deputy of the Popular Front, while the Popular Front was renamed the Democratic Alliance. As deputy, Allende sent Hitler a letter saying that Chile denounced the persecution of Jews. Also, he had 3 unsuccessful bids for presidency in 1952, 58, and 64.
Finally, in 1970, Allende became president. He was the first Marxist to become president in an open election in a Latin American country. As president, Allende adopted a policy of nationalization of industry and collectivization. Close to his election, the Nixon administration directed the CIA and U.S. Department of officials to quote-unquote put pressure on the Allende government. The legislative and judicial branches did not share Allende's enthusiasm for socialization, which led to a constitutional breakdown. A center-right majority, including the Christian Democrats, called for his overthrow by force. They called his rule unconstitutional. During his presidency, he raised minimum wages for blue-collar workers by 37 to 41% and 8 to 10% for white-collar workers. Education, food, and housing assistance were significantly expanded, as well as other government programs, especially those reaching out to rural communities.
Chilean presidents were allowed a maximum term of 6 years, which may explain Allende's haste to restructure the economy. The Chilean economy also suffered as a result of a U.S. campaign against the Allende government. Then the Allende government announced it would default on debts owed to international creditors and foreign governments. Allende also froze all prices while raising the wages. His implementation of these policies were strongly opposed by landowners, employers, businessmen, transporter associations, and some civil servants and professional unions. The opposition was led by the National Party, whom was backed by the Roman Catholic Church. Chile reconnected with Cuba even though the United States said not to, since Allende's socialist policies were increasingly bold and his close relationship with Cuba heightened fears in Washington. The Nixon administration continued to exert pressure on Chile via multilateral organizations and backed Allende's opponents in Chilean Congress.
On September 11, 1973, the military moved to overthrow Allende. Allende stated that he would not stand down, and later that day, he quote-unquote shot himself. Following Allende's death, General Augusto Pinochet declined to return authority to the civilian government, and Chile became ruled by the military for the first time in 48 years. Allende's supporters were exiled and murdered, including his Minister of Foreign Affairs, Orlan Lettier, and his Deputy President, Carlos Prats.